Hello, gorgeous heartbeat, and welcome to Heartbeats Harbor. I'm your host, Brianna Hozak, and I'm here to shine the light on the shadow path we walk as heartbeat women. Women rising into leadership roles as lightworkers, changemakers, worldshakers, or as I call us, heartbeats, do not have an easy path to walk. It often feels lonely, painful, and unique, but I'm here to help you see how very not alone you are, and how beautiful the shadows surrounding you actually are when you love and integrate them on your healing journey. I create spaces and opportunities for women to step into deeper self-awareness, self-acceptance, and personal healing, community and sacred circles, as well as leadership of themselves, their families, their communities, and beyond. My business and my life is and always will be about massive change in the ways things are done around the world. I believe it's a big part of my purpose on this planet to be a voice for those who don't have one, a safe harbor for those who need one, and a beacon of light to inspire a better way. None of this is easy. I've learned that big impact requires bold action and delusional levels of confidence, as well as a ton of shadow work. If you love what you hear on this podcast and you want to be part of the growing, supportive online village of Heartbeats Harbor, make sure you join my Facebook group, which is linked below in the show notes. Now, I can't wait to get started, so let's turn on the lights. Hey lady, welcome to the first epic episode of the Heartbeats Harbor podcast. I'm so excited. Today, I'll be talking about duality, which as a duality coach, I particularly love talking about. But I have some disclaimers I'm going to share first. I want to say this once for the record. I'm not a feminist. I do not dislike men or devalue or undervalue them. I don't think women are better than men, and when I speak of the patriarchy, while I stand against it, I do not hate the men who are alive now and living under its oppression. And yes, I do believe that the entire concept of the patriarchy devalues and oppresses men too, not just women. Although I certainly think that women have, in general, taken the worst end of the stick as a whole when it comes to the impact of the patriarchy in the world. Very quickly, for anyone who does not know what I mean when I say the patriarchy, the dictionary defines it as a system of society or government in which the father or eldest male is head of the family and descent is traced through the male line. A system of society or government in which men hold the power and women are largely excluded from it. And a society or community organized on patriarchal lines. And when I speak about it, I am mainly speaking to the imbalance it brings, the inequality between men and women, and the fallout caused by it. However, please be warned that my work is solely with empowering women, giving their feelings and stories a voice and a space to be heard, and healing the feminine wounds. Therefore, I will speak to, for, and about the impact on women much, much more than I will about men. This is for the sake of focus and growth, not any slight against men. What you will not hear from me on this podcast are apologies for my feelings and beliefs, which are well researched and informed. And I do not stand for insulting or degrading any culture, person, or set of beliefs, ever. And you will not hear that from me intentionally, ever. And I am always happy to rescind something from when I didn't know better. We are all always learning and growing. Nor do I believe that I know all there is to know about this or any topic. If I speak in absolutes, it will be to serve the purposes of your time and mine. But please always inform yourselves, as well as always taking things through your own perspective. When I speak of divinity, for example, I will mainly say the universe or source. But you can choose how you hear it. If you believe in one male God, feel free to exchange those words in your mind. If you believe in multiple deities, no deity, or a freaking giant salamander whose steps across the stars create our worlds, replace my wording to work with your beliefs as you see fit. And only ever take what feels good and aligned for you from what I say. In my podcast, I will cover sensitive issues and hard topics. You get to choose what you listen to or agree with, and I'm stating all of this now to prevent constant apologizing, groveling, or disclaiming in the future. I will always do my best with what I know to be polite, correct, kind, and sensitive to others. Lastly, while I am a coach and a certified shamanic practitioner or healer, I am not a medical doctor or a licensed therapist. Please always use your discretion and discernment and address all mental and physical health concerns with your health professionals. I've probably missed some piece of disclaimers, but I digress and I'm moving on. Today, I want to talk about duality, especially as it applies to women, as this will be one of my main focuses on this podcast, and I want to start out with some clarity. Because duality is inescapable for women who are or want to be rising into leadership, growth, or even to truly live a life of joy. So, any up level, whether that's moving up the corporate ladder and there are hard things to do to move up it, or buying a house instead of renting and there are certain requirements to be met and they aren't easy to achieve, or if you simply want to grow as a human being, becoming a stronger or better version of yourself, you will have to address and move through hard things. So everyone experiences duality. I believe that women experience it more often and more deeply because we're the natural carers and nurturers of the world, and so we feel for ourselves and others on a deeper level. When our kids, for example, experience bullying as a result of a new, budding, and beautiful friendship, they experience duality. We, as their mothers, experience it right along with them because we care about how they feel. When our partners receive a raise or a promotion, but it comes with some new responsibilities that add stress or hardship to their lives, they experience duality. We, as their partners and supporters, take on more of the load at home to help them out, as well as benefiting financially, thus, again, experiencing it right along with them. And then, of course, we experience our own duality. Our children growing up and becoming more independent relieves us of some task loads, but also saddens us for the days gone by. Duality is light and dark, day and night, ups and downs, in and out, winning and losing, stressing and relaxing, joy and heartbreak, and so much more. Duality is in everything. But we increase the contrast in the duality we experience when we actively choose growth or ascension. And when we apply duality for women through the lens of the patriarchy, we amplify that contrast even more. So, if you're a woman who is trying to juggle family life, community service, possibly a career, an impassioned side hustle, or a business of your own, and you want to improve yourself in your life, focusing on personal development and growth, learning, and so on, you are fighting your way upstream or uphill. That's just a fact. And one of the most important things I want to accomplish with this podcast is to help you know deep in your bones that you are not alone on that journey. Because we were never meant to go through any of it alone. The loneliness many of us experience is a direct result of both the patriarchy and the resulting extremist feminist movement. Again, with the duality there. We were created through evolution or divinity, whatever you believe, to be a community-based species. So let's head back there together. Speaking of which, I have created a unique Facebook community. And I say it's unique, not because there's no sense of community in other groups, but because there is something magical in mine. A depth of connection unheard of and a virtual embodiment of the village we're all missing in this day and age, as well as it being a gathering place for women joining the movement towards the sacred feminine ways of succeeding in life and moving the world forward collectively towards that enlightened, transformative, global consciousness uplevel. These concepts are hard to put into words, but they are deeply felt by those who are called. If that's you, please join us inside the Heartbeats Harbor community on Facebook by clicking the link in the show notes. We're waiting for you and look forward to getting to know you, truly. Now, I know this episode has been more of an introduction to the direction of this podcast than anything, but I do have a couple more in-depth things I want to share. I have a special way of holding duality that I don't see or hear of often. I attribute it to my human design, my astrological sign, my ADHD, and more, but especially to my purpose in life. I am naturally gifted with an extreme level of acceptance for others. I literally love everyone automatically, and it's not easy to push me to a point where I don't. In fact, even the people I have removed from my life completely because they're toxic for my energy, I still love them for who they are as a person, and I don't believe that will ever change. I tend to gravitate to the weird and wacky, the things that others ignore, misunderstand, or judge. I adore the strange and awkward things in life. Why does this matter? Well, it means I have a unique or special gift of bringing others together and helping in absorbing the friction that can be caused by their differences, creating a sense of oneness that is difficult to achieve otherwise. And I'm meant to use it to bring the world into a more unified, peaceful, and harmonious state of being. So, I am. Now, what the hell does this have to do with duality? Most people think that their shadows, struggles, or lessons are negative. They believe these things they've labeled as bad and hard and ugly are happening to them and not for them. The problem with that is that we're given our hardships, the things that make life difficult, to help us learn and grow. And one of the most beautiful and entirely misunderstood gifts that I have is of utter love and acceptance for people's shadows. This does not mean that I allow others to walk all over me, and I'll go more into what shadows are in another episode. But suffice it to say, I am more accepting of most people than they are of themselves. And I don't say this to brag. I say this because I'm here to help you accept and love yourself on another level by holding the duality for you as you rise. And sister, there will be duality and a lot of it. But here you will know you aren't alone in it, and you'll get lots of great advice on how to move through it, learn to love it, and especially how to integrate it so that you are living the most beautiful, aligned, authentic, and whole life that you possibly can be. I am so looking forward to our journey of love and light together, so I'll meet you in the next episode, all about what a heartbeat even is, aside from the bodily function. How to know if you are one, and even if you don't think you are, why I think you'll still want to stick around. Talk to you soon. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you subscribe to be notified of new episodes. If you really love it here and want to help spread the light, please take a moment to rate the show and leave a review. They help so much. If you love listening and want to be part of the interactive and incredible online community we're growing, make sure you click the link in the description box and join the Facebook group. I promise you it is not like other groups you've been in. Hope to meet you there soon, and I'll be talking to you next week, sending you all my love from my heartbeat to yours.